So let's go ahead and start the show. First of all, let's start with some updates. Karen. So apparently, Karen Huger's statement before she was sentenced to her 2-year sentence in prison. Girl, 1 year suspended for DUI, the fourth DUI. Girl, Karen had something to say.
Ms. Hugar, is there anything you'd like to say before the court imposes its sentence?
Yes, Your Honor.
We have to hear from you.
I prepared a statement. Didn't want to forget anything. Your Honor, I want to apologize for taking this case to trial, but I also want to thank you for allowing me to have the trial. I think it was the mirror I needed to take a hard look at myself and the direction I was headed in. I think my prior cases, I showed up to court, followed the advice of my lawyers, got the case resolved, and went my way. I like to think I took the cases seriously, but this certainly has been such a much different experience for me, an experience that demanded that I take a look at myself, truthfully. I think for many years I was putting a Band-Aid on some personal history that was leaving me very unhappy. It is possible that just like taking daily medication for high blood pressure and cholesterol, I just thought medication for depression and anxiety was something that came with the territory of getting older and having more responsibilities and more to worry about. And certainly there was a sense of entitlement that I should be allowed to keep on consuming alcohol. I have been successful. It's been 15 years since my last DUI. Why should I give up the social indulgence? Well, this case is why. Drinking responsibly, especially while taking medications, mean not drinking at all. I failed at that miserably. I understand how lucky I am that I hit a tree. Thank God I did not hit a pedestrian. In recovery, I was told of a young man named Kevin who hit a tree when he was 17 years old. Kevin was in a coma for 30 days. Kevin is now permanently brain damaged and his life will never be the same. I asked God, why not me? The only answer I could come up with was that I was spared because I have a responsibility to use my unique optic lens and teach others and affect quite possibly millions of people with the message of not drinking and driving. I understand better the brutal clarity of the fact that when you're behind a car driving, you're not just driving for yourself. It's my responsibility to make sure my community members make it to their destination safely as well. I want to thank the officers who came to my assistance that night and apologize for my attitude back on March 19th. They were truly professional and gracious toward me at a time when I was not. The body cameras definitely prove that they were right and I was wrong. I should have handled the situation differently. Your Honor, I have a lot on my plate now, but I understand this is all for a very good reason. I will not let you down. I will not let my community down. I will follow through on everything I am currently doing to maintain my sobriety and everything you ordered me to do. And I can assure you that AA is going to remain a part of my life for the rest of my life. I will graduate out of programs, probation, and interlock terms will end. But I know that the relationships that I am creating with AA could and should and will last a lifetime. Those relationships are the greatest offer that I can offer you of my terms of sobriety and success. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hugar. I appreciate your comment.
Okay. I actually, like what the judge said, I appreciated the comments, y'all. I do. I appreciate that she took the time to go through and actually speak on behalf of her deplorable actions, her, stupid, foolish actions. I'm glad she spoke on the sense of entitlement. I still feel like, there's a little trying to put shit on the fact that your parents passed and you have all of this responsibility, but in real life, that's enough of a reason to make people drink. Like, listen, I'm telling y'all right now, as a New Orleanian child, and I didn't used to be, when I was in my 20s, I barely drank like that when I was in my 20s. I would go out, have a good time ever so often, but I didn't drink like that. Girl, in my 30s, I might as well be a goddamn fish. Okay. And I'm definitely conscious of the fact that it is in my family line to be functioning alcoholics. So I do not drink every day. I don't always drink, a cocktail the way I love a cocktail, girl. It tastes good. Like, it's not like I'm just drinking to get drunk. I like how cocktails taste now. I like how wine tastes now. So, and yes, life do be lifing, but I am a firm believer in you leave before you get too drunk. You know what your drink minimum is. Like for me, around drink number 3, that's when it needs to stop. Okay. Drink number 3 is when we now need to start drinking water. We need to cut it off because we have to drive ourselves home. Okay. I know when you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand your limits. You have to be responsible. And if you can't make it home because you too fucked up, you either need to stay where you are or get a driver, or Uber, or Lyft, something. But you can't be out here endangering people's lives over and over again. And there is something to be said for, as you get older, you should be making better decisions. You know what I'm saying? So, with all that being said, I honestly feel like this will probably be a really good experience for Karen. A lot of the issues that Karen has will probably be humbled in prison. I definitely think Rihanna is going to send her a gift package. Okay. I think people will go and see her. People will write her. You know what I'm saying? Her kids will probably be there for her. Poor Ray might make it out once a month to go visit her, but she'll only be in there for 12 months, and then she'll be back home, hopefully not to wreak havoc on these streets again. Okay. I did hear her trying to leverage her celebrity with AA. Like I heard that in what she was saying as well. And that comes to always trying to make an opportunity out of something because now you're a television personality. But the truth of the matter is, bitch, you need to go sit all the way the fuck down. Like, going to jail means that all of that responsibility that you were feeling stressed out about is gone because now you're in jail. It's not easy to get liquor in jail. It's not easy to get drugs in jail. And you're going to have to really just find a way to be without all of that. And I think it'll probably be good for you. I think you have a lot of living left to do, Karen. And I think this is probably going to help you in the long run so that not only do you not ruin your own life, but you don't ruin somebody else's life by being on the road, being drunk. Okay. Get your life together. Okay. I need for everybody to understand something. Yes, nobody is perfect and we all make mistakes, y'all. We all make mistakes, including myself. But as you get older, I feel like you should probably be making better decisions. Okay. Karen is not a celebrity. None of the Bravo celebrities are real life celebrities. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think when Beyonce knows who you are, when Rihanna knows who you are, when you are on television every week, just because it's not a movie star doesn't mean a lot of people don't know them. And a lot of people know Bravo people, y'all. It is like being a celebrity. Like it's being a celebrity. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, I get what you're saying, but there's always somebody that a certain group of people don't know. Like, there's always somebody, even people who are black famous versus the people, we know some white people. We don't know all of the white people's names neither. We just know them based on whatever character we like when they played in a movie. We remember the names of the ones that we actually like. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lyric is always, trying to, babe, what's the, the one, because I know the white people, okay? I know white people. I'm one of the few black people that I know that has enjoyed SNL ever since I can remember watching it. I didn't realize that black people didn't watch SNL like that. Girl, okay, yes. All right. So yeah, I always used to say, when you grow up going to white schools, you just kind of be abreast sometimes, not all the time. Like, I don't know what's popping in their music besides the very huge stars these days. Okay. But I was definitely one of them girls in the 90s with arms wide open. Okay. Like, okay. Some of my favorite songs are from the Queen of the Dam soundtrack. Why won't you die? Okay. That's why I love Willow right now, because Willow is basically walking in Jada's footsteps when Jada was in Wicked Wisdom. I love your pain, and how it make me feel inside. I love your rage. Listen. And I love the way you bleed all over. I love me. Okay, I want to be very clear. I come from, listen, I come from there was no emo. You were goth. And yes, Spencer's, bitch. Yes, absolutely goth. Absolutely. Always wearing black, love dark nail polish, love dark lipstick, but there is also an intersectionality between goth and late 90s neo soul era. There's a cross sectionality. Both people like to wear dark lipsticks and leathers and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's an intersectionality between black goths in the neo soul era of the late 90s. Okay. Matter of fact, what was the video? I think it might have been Are You That Somebody? The Are You That Somebody video perfectly puts that, you know what I'm saying? It's the dark and you know and all of that. Are you that somebody? Are you that somebody? Okay. I just said the cross section is with the dark clothes, the dark makeup. Okay, like that's the cross sectionality of that, and also having a open ear with music. That's another thing. Like a lot of the neo soul people absolutely listen to other types of music and rock music and don't just listen to soul music or R&B music. You could hear it in D'Angelo's music. You can hear it in Maxwell's music. You can hear it in Erykah Badu and Jill's music. Jill has a whole section in a song where she breaks into opera. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Also, even the rock back then. Oh my God, talking about the early 2000s and Lil Wayne and them. Okay, I don't even know how we got off topic, but y'all hear what I'm saying. I ain't got time to argue with you. There's a cross sectionality. Now this is Ashley Darby speaking on how she felt when she found out that her best friend Corinne was going to jail.
Before we talk about the divorce, I do want to ask you about Karen Hugar.
Yes.
You both started. You are the original part of the original cast members of the show, and Karen was just sentenced to 1 year in jail for the 2024 DUI arrest. She had a 2-year sentence, 1 year in jail, 1 year was suspended. You've been friends, you've gone through ups and downs. You were there the very first season of this. I know you spoke briefly about it on the reunion show.
Mm-hmm.
What's your reaction?
I really do encourage everyone to keep Karen in your prayers. I really care about her. And I learned this on the train coming here today, and I cried like a baby. I did.
Before we talk about the divorce, I do want to ask you.
So that was it. She said she cried like a baby. First of all, I want to let y'all know that Ashley Darby does look better in her divorce years. Yes. She's finally divorced. Okay, I really wanted to hear her talk about that more than Karen, because she's finally divorced from that very ghoul looking white man that she was married to. So we happy for her for that. Maybe she can have somebody her age climb on top of her and do their business now, and not that nasty old man slithering between her. Just like, can you imagine? Just gross. I don't care, bitch. You had to be on drugs, okay? I don't care what you talking about, Ashley. Drugs were needed in order for you to be out there with him, child, okay? Moving on, y'all. We wish Karen all the best. She'll be fine. She'll do her year. She'll get out. She'll have a story to tell. She'll have a book to sell. She'll have a song to sing, child. It's good. It makes for good content, and hopefully it'll mean for her calming her ass all the way the fuck down. Yes, Lord. Let's move on.